I have one last question for you, and maybe some of the other folks, some of the other Groksters have more questions. Right to work. A lot of, during your speakership, big emphasis on right to work, the ability to go earn a paycheck to support your family without having to join a union. Got nailed in the end in the New Hampshire Senate. My question.
No, it wasn't. This was in all fairness, it was in the House. We didn't have the votes to override the governor's veto. I suspect the Senate would have had the votes. Actually.
Okay. So my question is, though, do you think there would be a fair amount of favorability for a very simple bill that says we won't go for right to work, but that the unions now have to collect their dues directly from their memberships, just sort of like what we're seeing in Wisconsin?
So you're talking at the public employee level?
Well, public employee or at the private level. Certainly, kind of watching over government grow, and every bureaucracy wants to grow. We all know that. They want to extend their power, get into things that they weren't legislated to do anyways, and the unions follow in along with that. But would that be something to say, unions, you want to grow, that's fine, but do it on your own. Don't include the government as the necessary intermediary between the union leadership and the union members. If they think that if you want to charge dues, go get it yourself.
Yeah, so couple points there. One is there will be right to work legislation, and it will be voted on because we're going to continue to have that be a live issue. Now, will we spend a lot of time on it? We can read the numbers. When we're going to, it will be vetoed by a governor who's much more liberal than even John Lynch was, and much more beholden to unions than John Lynch ever was, and particularly as she looks towards having to raise tens of millions of dollars to run against Kelly Ayotte, is not going to allow there to be a centimeter of distance between herself and the union. So she will veto it. We'll vote on it, and we'll again in 2016, as we will until we get it in some point, and it will pass some point. Bring it to the voters, because our polls show that anywhere from 60 to 65% of voters approve. They understand right to work, and they understand that forced union participation is a bad thing economically. It's antithetical to liberty. Now, that being said, one of the things I've talked about is what you describe it. I call it the Paycheck Protection Act, and certainly, as with Governor Walker, on the state level, there's only one. Aside from taxes, there's only one deduction that we take from paychecks that the workers don't agree to, and that is agency fees or union dues. They're all union dues, they call them agency fees. But and we ought to say we're out of the business of doing that. We're just, if you're such a good thing, your membership will voluntarily contribute those fees to you because you're doing such a great thing for them. And if not, go talk to them as to why they're not. But as you say, get us out of it. I'm not sure if we want to do that on the private level. I don't think Governor Walker did it on the private level. I think in private business, businesses can decide what they want to do with their workers, and we should stay out of that. But on the public union side, I think that's a fair step to take. And again, it protects state employees, local employees, who just don't want to give up that money. And the union should go talk to them.
Grok TV.